Hello, my name is Vince Romo. The show that you're about to see is about Barrio lifestyle, about being raised in the Barrio, being from the Barrio, the do's and the don'ts, the what's and the where's, the who's in the house. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to Barrio Driven. Hello, today I'm here with Reyes Rodriguez, also known as Mr. Little One. In case you don't know who he is, I'm sure you probably do. One of the most legendary, well-respected, much-loved Chicano rap artists of all time. We are honored to have you, carnal. He is from a barrio out here in Dago, Barrio Sherman. And if you want to give a quick introduction of yourself before we get started, please do.
Well, my name is Reyes Rodriguez. You know, most of you know me as Mr. Little One. I grew up here in Southeast San Diego, in Sherman. And, you know, I've been dwelling the galaxy ever since, you know, trying to place my placement in this planet and doing what I need to do to make sure that I leave a legacy behind that is respectable.
Thank you. And it's truly an honor, you know, not only for me, but for all of us at Herdz Media to sit down with you. Thank you, because as you know, not everybody wants to sit in that seat that you sit on.
Right.
Because we hit you guys hard.
Right.
So we're going to get started.
Yeah, no doubt. Before we do that, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for coming all the way down here. You know, I'm a big fan of what you do.
Thank you.
I respect what you do.
Thank you.
You know, so I appreciate you coming out, and the feeling is mutual, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Tell me about your childhood.
Well, I grew up here, a couple blocks from here in Sherman. You know, traditional home, you know, single mom. I had 3 brothers, 1 sister. Like every other Mexican, you know, inner city, yeah. You know, we saw it all. But I mean, one thing that is important that I think that we should talk about is, even though we always had outside chaos, you know, there was always love inside the house. Yeah. You know, for me there was, even though there was murders going on outside and drug dealing and all that crazy stuff, you know, my mom always made sure that the love was dominant. That's right. So as we get older, especially in the climate that we live in now, you know, we major, you know, in things that are minor. You know, we say that we're successful if we have a certain amount of money in the bank. Yeah. You know, when I was growing up, we had food, we had blankets, yeah. We had a TV, we had a couch, had my mom, had love. Yeah. And that's really all I needed.
You're blessed.
You're blessed.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So the outside chaos has always been there, but it's only when you make yourself available to that chaos that your life becomes chaotic.
So you grew up with your mom and father?
No. So my mom came here from Mex when I was a few months old. Okay. And you know, I didn't meet my dad till later in life, but you know, she raised me and my brothers and my sister. And you know, dog, like, you know, she cleaned houses, she sold jewelry. You know, the school was right across the street, yeah. You know, Sherman Elementary. And, you know, I would say now that I'm a parent and now that I'm older, that I could understand the struggle. The struggle. But she never made it, you know, present. She never vocalized that struggle. She never made us feel like she was a struggling parent. You know, she always had a smile on her face. Yeah. She was always cooking. She was dancing. She wanted the best for us. That's right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, when I wanted to make music, when I was 12 years old, she brought me a microphone at the swap meet. Oh wow. You know, she bought me a double cassette. Wow. You know, tape recorder where I could play and record at the same time.
She supported you.
Yeah, for sure. Right, you know, and you know, she died young though. You know.
Wow, I'm sorry to hear that.
I was 15 years old when she passed away, and then my 2 older brothers had the same dad, and my little brother and my little sister had their dad. So when she got sick and she passed, our family separated. Oh man. Like my 2 older brothers, their dad took them. And my 2 younger siblings, their dad took them. So I was kind of raised in the street, you know.
Wow. So after your mom passed away, at a young age, you were, man, and that's heartbreaking, carnal, to be honest, that your carnales, they went this way. Your family was divided, as you said. And you were basically alone.
Yeah, because my mom was abandoned when she was 12. So another family raised her. So my mom, we don't have any uncles or any aunts or any cousins or any grandparents. Oh. So the only thing that we had was each other.
Yeah.
So when she got sick and she passed away, you know, I was on my own.
Wow.
You know, I was on my own, and you know, eventually later in life, reunited with my brothers and my sister. But I would say that was probably the most humbling and terrifying time of my life.
Tell me about that time, about being, you know, on your own at such a young age. Tell me about that time.
Well, you got to remember, at that age, you're not really conscious. You're alert.
Yeah.
You know, because there's like a big gap between consciousness and being alert.
Yes.
You know, there's people walking around the planet right now that have their eyes wide open that are not conscious. They're just alert.
Yeah.
So when we're alert and not conscious, we're no different than a dog.
Wow.
We just learn how to survive.
Wow.
We learn how to survive. I was like a dog. I was in the, you know.
How did you learn how to survive? What exactly did you do to make sure that, you know what, that you had food?
You got to sell drugs. You know, you're surrounded by, you're surrounded. You become a product of the environment. And you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, I love the culture. I love where I grew up. I would never change anything about my childhood. But you know, there's bad leadership.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad leadership. You know, the older cats that are in position to grab you. We're like sponges.
Yes.
So instead of handing you a book, they're handing you straps.
Yeah.
Instead of teaching you how to love, they teach you how to hate.
Yes.
You know, instead of teaching you how to build, they teach you how to destroy.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
So you know.
And this is the way you were taught.
This is what I was taught.
So you went as young, and you said 15, correct?
Yeah.
15 years old. You went out, and this is what was handed to you.
Yeah.
How old were you when you first started slanging?
15 years old.
15 years old.
Yeah.
How old were you when you first saw the strap?
15 years old.
Were you aware that at 15 years old, did it ever come into your mind that that strap that you held, that strap was either gonna protect your life or you were gonna have to take someone else's life with that strap that you're holding at 15? Did that thought ever come into your head?
Yeah, I mean, you have to remember, that's why, like, I always make a joke with my little brother about, you know, I always say, there's a war going on outside no one is safe from, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, you don't really register the magnitude of what you just said. Yeah. It kind of just is what it is. Like right now, these pants are just gray pants. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
So when we grew up in that environment and we grew up around those rules,
yeah,
they're just the rules.
They're the rules.
So you really don't understand how much harm you're doing by taking someone's life or dumping on somebody or even carrying. Bro, I used to get on the bus with a rifle inside my pants.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So I would walk a little limp, but I you know, I had a rifle inside my pants. I had a 38 Ruger, 32. So it was nothing new because everybody around me also had a strap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then it becomes like, who has the bigger strap?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and then again, you know, you're getting in gunfights in broad daylight.
In broad daylight. Who's the one that's willing to you know, take it to that level, to go to this level, you know what I'm saying? Now, at such a young age, what began to happen to you, Karna, knowing that you're over here, you got a strap, you're willing to use the strap because you're not going to have a strap if you're not willing to use it. Yeah. So you're willing to use a strap. You're willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that, hey, I'm taking care of me. I'm taking care of myself.
Right.
What began to happen to your heart, Karna, honestly, when you started using that strap? On whether enemies or robbing people, whatever the case may be, that you did it in your life, what began to happen to you?
Well, I will say this, and I think this is probably one of the most important things that we have to remind the youth right now. And I can openly and freely speak about this because this is what I felt.
Yeah.
My mom, she embedded conviction in me. So there were 99.9 of the times that I was in some type of violent environment where there was guns involved, I always felt I didn't belong there.
Wow, that's heavy.
I always felt like I didn't. I was like this is. I'm more than this. There's more to this. You see, and I think I was able to display that belief later in life when like the music was dominant for me, you know? So I always would feel like, what am I doing here? You know, there was one time at the park where we would hang out, you know, during the time that my mother was sick. And I got somebody to buy me a 2020 Mad Dog.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep. I passed out, bro. And at those times, the opposite neighborhood would come to your neighborhood, walking at night, deep, strapped. So I wake up on the other side of the fence, and these dudes are there.
Oh, wow.
Deep, bro, straps, machetes.
And you're alone?
I'm alone, bro, but I'm tucked in, you know, under the leaves, passed out. And they didn't see me.
Wow.
But I promise you that they would have saw me, we wouldn't be having this interview right now.
That would have been it.
Yeah, bro. You know, so that's what I mean by it was very humbling, and it was a terrifying situation at the same time. Wow. But you got to be able to learn how to balance, you know, being terrified and having humility too. Yeah.
You're raised by a good mom.
Yeah.
What did she pass away from, Karnal?
She had a brain tumor.
Oh, man.
Yeah, she had a brain tumor. So, you know, she lasted about a year after they operated her. And then, you know, she succumbed to it, you know.
The day that your mom passed away, what did that do to you, knowing that this woman who's giving you love, who protected you, who guided you, who was there for you since day one, since dad's gone. Yeah. There ain't no dad. They're just you and mom and your siblings.
Yeah.
What did that do to you, Karnal? And did that help turn you to the street with your mom's passing? Yeah,
you know, you're angry.
Yeah.
You know, you want to blame. You're mad at God. Like, how could you do this to such a good person?
Yeah.
You know, how could you do this to someone that is so nurturing?
Yeah.
You know, so I was with her. I was actually with her when in the hospital with her when she passed away.
She passed away.
You know, I felt her like let go of my hand. You know what I mean? But you know, all of that being said, you know, I started drinking a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I would try to numb the pain, and I would do some wild, some wild shit. You know, when I was
like what? Tell us.
You know, just be very destructive. You got to remember, bro, when you're young like that, you have no emotional intelligence. Yeah. You had the worse you are, the more stripes you have in the hood.
Yeah. Yeah.
The more damage you do, the more stripes you have in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of parasitical shit is that?
That's.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
So I was very angry, but I had my first daughter when I was 17.
Oh wow. What's her name?
Her name is Rosa, like my mom.
Rosa.
We call her Querubina. And you know, I would always write, man. I would always write. You know, I was a break dancer when I was in elementary. Yeah. So I would compete at the talent shows. Yeah. They wouldn't let me compete no more because I would always win.
Good, you can't be, you know what I'm saying? It's not being fair.
So I would always win. So they're like, nah, not this year, right? Yeah. But the thing that I did do is I would grab the thesauruses. And I always say this, you know, so I would be like, you know, instead of saying, you know, I'm on the run from the police and I'm tired, I'd be like, I'm a fugitive on the run and I'm exhausted, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I would learn that. So when my mom passed and my daughter was born, you know, by that time I had seen a lot of shit. Yeah. I had seen a lot of the hypocrisy already too, though. Wow. You know, a lot of the homies that you think are your homies that are really not your homies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. A lot of the bad leadership, a lot of the dudes that I looked up to, like, you know, betray you and you know, dog, like a lot of them were on heroin. You know what I'm saying, dog? Yeah. And you know, dog, I didn't know anymore. Like, you know, dog, I'd be walking down the block and, you know, the little homies, we you know, the goal was to get to the 4-yard. Yeah. You know, I'd be like, you motherfuckers go to the 4-yard. I'm gonna be on the stage. That's, you know, I'm gonna go do my thing. You know what I mean? And it ended up playing out that way. But you know, I was a young dad, and by that time I was already like awakening to the consciousness of reality, going on. Of outside the bubble. Yeah. That there's more than just this. Exactly. You know, dog, and by that time I was alone already. Yeah. You know, so when my daughter was born, like, here's a piece of you. Yeah. 2 questions. Were you
Did you ever go to YA or did you ever get
Nah, just juvenile hall.
Juvenile hall?
Yeah, juvenile hall. I wasn't really a big jail person.
Okay.
I went to juvenile hall a few
what?
times. Armed robbery.
Armed robbery.
Strong armed robbery.
Tell us about that.
So, shout out to Smokey. So we were, it was New Year's Eve. And we're just trying to get some beer, you know.
So for some beer.
For some beer.
For some beer.
So this drunk dude comes out of the bar.
Yeah.
And you know, what happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bro, like the popo like saw it all.
Oh man.
You know, so he comes, you know, we get arrested, go to juvenile hall. So I'm in juvenile hall on New Year's Day. And I still remember the name of the probation officer. Her name was Catalina Tobacco. And yeah, so it was insufficient evidence.
Yeah.
Then I got out, then I went back to court. I got a letter in the mail, went back to court, and you know, just probation. So that was that. Later in life, you know, I made a few mistakes. I went to the county a few times, DUIs, you know, battery.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. You know, they would give you classes. I'd violate the classes. I'd go back to jail.
Yeah.
You know,
we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Yeah.
You had your daughter at 17.
Yeah.
The life that you've lived so far, and I'm sure that as soon as you saw your daughter, I'm sure you immediately found love.
Of course. Yeah.
That's your baby.
Of course.
That's your blood. That's your daughter.
Yeah.
The life that you lived, would you want it for your daughter?
Absolutely not.
Why not? If you chose it.
I didn't choose it.
It was handed to you.
It was handed to us. Like, you got to remember, what if we were born? What if we were in the jungle? What if we were in Maui? What if we were, you know, somewhere else? Like, you got to remember, my mom was not conscious of what was going on. Like, I don't believe that if my mom knew that I was going to get banana clip M1 rifles handed to me when I was 15 years old to go do walk-bys in the daytime, that she would move to that neighborhood.
Wow, that's heavy.
And I believe that.
That's heavy.
You know what I mean? So it's not like I made a conscious, remember, we're not conscious at that time.
Yeah.
You know, this is all you know.
Living in
Bro,
exactly.
you know, you are, this is psychological trickery.
Yeah.
You come accepting
What's
what's handed to you.
Yeah.
Like, this is where we live, and this is what we do. And if you don't do what we do, then you're over there.
Wow.
All right? You can't ride your bike. You can't pull over the paletero man. You can't come to the functions. You can't come to the backyard boogies.
Yeah.
You know, so it is a cycle of hypocrisy and a cycle of lunacy and a cycle of madness, all in one big environment.
Big environment.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I've never heard someone just, you know, describe it in that way, but you're right, Kernan. Exactly what you're saying is to the T. That's exactly what the life that, you know, sometimes that is handed to us, and the life sometimes that we choose. You know what I'm saying? So you're 17 years old, you have your first daughter, you're going in and out of juvenile hall, and tell me about county. Tell me about county. So
the county, the way that I ended up in that situation when my daughter was born, you know, I didn't want to sell dope no more. Wow. You know, because I would always think about, like, what if I lose her?
Yeah.
You know, and then it was like, well, how are you going to provide for her?
Well, it's safe to say, you know what, hearing you speak is, I see that you were already, even though you were stuck in this environment, Kernan, you were already thinking at that young age, like, man, you know what, my hija, my daughter, do I want to leave her? Do I want to get torcido? Do I want to get busted?
Right.
And I commend you for that, Kernan.
Yeah,
I truly do. So, but you did end up going to county. You didn't want to sell drugs anymore, but were you still?
Yeah.
So you were still selling drugs.
Yeah.
You wanted to stop, but you still.
Yeah.
Is that what got you in county?
No. In county, you know, I ended up getting caught for a battery, assault with a deadly weapon. You know, I had a situation with some dude that blew me and one of my buddies a kiss.
Oh man.
So we got out the car, and you know.
Yeah.
We ended up, they got the plates, the detectives went, and you know, ended up getting arrested for that. And that kind of like just spiraled into, like, I wasn't out like being destructive like that by that time. I was already like saving my paper, trying to get to the studio.
Yeah.
But you know, when they caught up with me, you know, they give you these classes.
Yeah.
Then I mess up the classes, and then the sheriffs go get you,
Yeah.
and you're back in jail. You know, so that was really it. And then a couple of DUIs, and then, you know, 3 months in the county, 4 months in the county.
Yeah.
But that was it. It didn't get any further than that. And I was really young.
But that's still in itself is because there's people that, you know, get incarcerated one time and then a little light goes on and say, you know what, do I really want this life?
Oh yeah,
You
no,
know?
bro. Like it's a whole different galaxy
it's a whole
behind the
different
wall.
ball.
Yeah,
It's a whole different
It's
ball.
a whole. I mean, even that little few months that I did.
Oh, that's. Yeah.
It was like, what? Like, fuck this.
Fuck
You know?
this place. You don't
Yeah,
wanna be
fuck
there.
this place.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
you know.
What was the worst thing that you did see in county? And I like to ask that from each individual.
I would say the worst thing that I saw in county was the magnitude of the manipulation. You know, I saw like dudes that have nothing to do with gang life, or, you know, we got to ride the cars.
Yeah.
You know, I saw dudes from other races. I don't want to offend nobody, but, you know, regular dudes, man, that, you know, didn't do their whatever the court told them, and you know, they got 3 months, and now they got to ride over here with this car, and you know, the dude's asleep when he's supposed to be awake, and then they pound on him, you know what I mean? And you know, that never sat well with me, you know what I mean? Like to be able to see a dude that really is not about that life kind of get pulled into that life because that's what you have to do
to survive.
To survive, you know what I mean? And then, you know, to have it kind of like turn on you over like the most, you know, small things.
Yeah.
And, you know, I always say this, when we're in environments like that, dog, like the things that are meaningless become meaningful. And the things that are meaningful become meaningless. Wow. And that's a dangerous place to be.
That is, Karna. That's, you know, the things that you're saying, that's wisdom, Karna. Hearing you speak is like, wow, you know, and that's for me, you know, it's, I always tell everybody, every interview I take something from someone because everybody has, I'm taking that with me.
Yeah.
Now, you're still a young man. You just, you know, had your daughter, but you're already going in and out of county. Did you, but you're trying to stack your paper, you're trying to do good, you're trying to get into the rap game.
Yeah.
And we all know that you succeeded. You
right.
have. Tell us about that road of trying to be from your barrio, from your neighborhood, and also rap. Now, being from your barrio and being from your neighborhood, was there any pressure from your older homeboys saying, hey, sabes que, homie, I understand that you're rapping, and I understand that you want to be this and be that and whoop-de-woo, but you know what, homie, this is what you chose, homie. You made that decision, which you made that decision to get in the barrio, am I right? Even though it was handed to you,
right.
At the end of the day, you know, nobody put a strap to your head and said, hey, homie, you better get in or else we're going to pull this trigger.
Right.
So you made that choice to get in the neighborhood. Was there any conflict of them saying, hey, I mean, yeah, you want to rap, homie, but you know what? Hey, you ain't out here, Holmes. What's going on, Holmes?
Yeah, I got a little bit of that, but not a lot. I mean, and by that time I had already been through, I was like a master of understanding the manipulating shit. So I didn't really allow that type of shit to affect me. I'd be like, I'm gonna do this whether you like it or not.
Wow, wow.
You know, so the same, you know, circle or little crowd of people that felt that way, you know, asked me for autographs later.
Wow, that's heavy.
You know, but most of my generation, like they fucked with me heavy, you know, they stayed with me. And you know, but you know, I would say that it definitely saved my life though. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
The music, you know what I mean? Because I always say this, you know, and I always say that when you do things with passion, then you're confident in what you do.
Exactly.
You feel good about what you do. You can count on yourself to create good art.
Yeah.
So when you can count on yourself to create good art, you're not really dependent on someone else to create art for you because you're an artist.
Exactly.
So I always say that I'm really good at what I do, not because I have an ego, but because I do it with all my heart.
That's right, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly right.
So the beginning stages of people feeling that way when I was getting in the game diminished very quickly.
Wow.
You know, so I recorded once in a decade, my very first album, and everything changed, you know, but like I say, you know, even though you get sprinkled with a little bit of wisdom and you get sprinkled to move you from one space to another space, you know, sometimes you're still not ready for that space.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I always hear people, you know, talk about what they deserve, and you know, someone needs to give me what I deserve. And well, what do we deserve for all the fucked up things we did?
Exactly.
How come no one ever talks about that? How come no one is ever saying, you know, let me deal with the fucked up things that I've done privately.
Yeah.
Let me make amends with myself.
Yeah.
Let me create healing within myself. Yeah. And then let me earn these things.
Yeah.
Instead of feeling entitled to these things. Because when you are dominated by a vicinity or a world of self-entitlement, you forget about humility. Yeah. If you don't have any humility, if you don't have any repent, if you don't have any of those qualities, bro, you're going to become a very destructive, unstable person.
Very, yes.
You know, so I had to experience that path of life as well.
Do you have any regrets, Karnat?
That's a loaded question, and I'll tell you why. You know, regrets of could I have done things better in many situations? Absolutely. But how else was I supposed to learn from them? So it's kind of a loaded question, you know what I'm saying? Like, I regret not, you know, throwing my trash out yesterday, you know, before I left instead of getting home.
Yeah.
But is it, you know?
Let me ask you, in your life, do you regret the people that you've hurt? Because if you sit and say that you haven't, you'd be lying straight to my face.
Yeah, of course.
So you do regret that?
Oh, no, yeah. I thought you meant choices of how I had navigated my life.
Yeah, no,
oh, no, yeah, of course, bro. Yeah, you know, yeah.
And how do you sleep at night, Karnat, knowing these regrets, knowing that you have hurt people? You know, you've hurt people, you've done things, you've robbed people, you've done a lot of things, you've been in and out of county. You know, you chose a very violent lifestyle from a young age. Well, that lifestyle that was handed to you, you ran with it, you know? And now you're a successful rap artist and you're doing well. As I said, once again, we are honored, but I gotta ask these questions.
Oh, yeah.
No disrespect.
Yeah, no,
And you've done a lot in your life, Karnat.
Yeah.
And you know, these are things that you can't take back. So I'm asking, how well do you sleep at night? And do you fear retaliation, Karnat, for things from years ago?
I think that is probably one of the greatest things that you could ever ask somebody that is in the journey of being you know, because we are the experiencer experiencing the experience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the word experience means you have experienced things in life. Yes. You learn by experience.
Yes.
There is not one adult human being in the world that does not have some type of, you know, despair that he has witnessed. So absolutely do I, you know, regret hurting people, whether it was, you know, romantic relationships, or, you know, my brothers, or, you know, even my mom, you know, when I was young, or, you know, of course I do. But we can't live in regret.
Yeah.
We learn from regret.
Yes.
That's the difference.
Yes.
You see, if you live in regret, then you abandon the present and you're stuck in the past.
Wow.
You cannot live your life in the present recycling your past. Yeah. There's a very, very important thing that I learned through one of these teachings was that, you know, there's chronological time and there's psychological time. The chronological time is minutes and hours, right? Yeah. But your psychological time is moments and memories. So if you get consumed, like you said, in something that I did wrong, or something that somebody did to me wrong in the past, it's gonna rob me of the present moment. Wow. If I get consumed in the future, something that does not exist yet, I'm gonna rob myself of the present moment. Bro, we can only experience bliss in the present moment. Yeah. So how do I sleep at night? It's by forgiving myself. Yeah. Asking for forgiveness, whether they say yes or no. Wow. Okay? Learning from that repent, applying humility, learning how to evolve, using repent as your tool. Wow. And bro, apologies don't come with words, bro, they come with action. Exactly. So our apologies to other people, whether they're physically present or not, they speak in our behavior. Wow, that's heavy, Karnat. I see that you have a lot of ink on you. Mm-hmm. You mind if we see a little bit of your ink? Yeah, no doubt. So we're looking at some of your ink that you have on you. Yeah.
Who's that right there?
This is my brother that passed away, Martin.
He passed away.
Yeah, he passed away in a car accident.
Oh man, sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that. How old was he?
He was 36, and this was probably the most awakening and the most important time of my life transformation.
So you're saying that by your brother's passing, can you describe how you're saying that you became awake and more? How did your brother's passing?
Me and my brother had a very turbulent relationship, and he went to prison.
Yeah.
He went to prison for 5 years, and when he got out, he was trying to mend with me, right? And my second daughter, Angelina, was born, and one day he calls me. At this time, the song they call him "Little One" is all over the radio.
Yeah.
So he calls me to meet her, and we start mending. So one of those times he calls me, I'm in my deepest despair and alcoholism, and he tells me, let's go meet in Old Town. That's the place that used to cause me pain. We're gonna go there.
Yeah.
So we're eating, and I have a studio session. So I take him to the studio with me, and we get in an argument, at the studio. And he hands me his hand, and he says, I'm gonna leave. So I kind of like slap his hand away. He drives off, he crashes, and he dies.
Oh man.
So I always felt like it was my fault. You know what I'm saying? But in time, I learned to grow from that and be better from that, because through my brother's passing and my daughter's birth, I was able to align myself.
Wow, that's heavy. That's heavy.
So that's him, and it has forever with me. This is the house that I grew up in, which we will visit on 22nd and Island, across the street from Sherman Elementary. And the reason why I tatted this house on me is because this is the only home where we were a family.
Wow, that's heavy. That's heavy.
Yeah, and then I have my children.
Oh, that's beautiful, Kanan.
I have my kids right here.
Yes.
These are all my children right here. I'm just missing my baby Ocean, who's just barely born.
Ocean.
And this is time will tell.
Yes.
This is something my daughter gave me for Father's Day that I tatted. She said,
what does that say? Read that. I'm lucky I get the chance to know your heart. Mel. Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Melody, is that her name?
No, we just call each other Mel.
Mel?
Yeah.
Okay, right on.
So that's that. This is the astronaut for like galactical, thinking to be able to get out of planet Earth and be able to take your thought process to a completely different spectrum. This is my mom, and she passed away
beautiful, man.
many years ago. It's my album, Once in a Decade.
Is that your favorite album?
It's my first album. I don't really have a favorite.
Right on.
This is Rare. This is the old Sicko, brand tattoo. And just, I have skeletons with music,
Wow.
and stuff like that, so.
No, most definitely. Thank you for sharing some of your ink with us. And as you reflect upon your life, and you see your brother, your mom, is it safe to say that, as they are with you? They're never gonna leave you.
No, for sure.
My mom just recently passed away too.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. And she's forever with me. I got her same thing. I got her face on me, as well too. And it's like, does it bring you like peace whenever you're feeling like maybe a time where like maybe it could be, because life can be chaotic. We know. Mm-hmm. Do you ever look at those pictures and say, man, I know you're with me. I know you're there with me, no matter what. Does that ever give you like a sense of peace through times of turmoil?
You have to remember that through getting out of the rubble of the despair, I've made peace with all these things a long time ago.
Wow.
So they have become a part of who and what I am.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, in essence, being beyond the thought process. Like, I don't have to remind myself of that anymore.
Yeah.
It's just a part of me. My mom, my brother, my children, my life, my purpose, and even in times where I fall back on myself, or I feel like I might have abandoned a moral, belief of mine, I'm really hard on myself, but again, these are the particles of us that we register and the data that we have inside of us that sometimes we don't heal from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So our childhood shows up in our adult life as much as we grow. This is why people need to understand that you don't magically dehumanize.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, we can sit back down. Thank you for showing some of your ink off to us. You had mentioned that you've battled alcohol addiction for many years.
Yeah.
Why? What made you start drinking, carnal? And what was your lowest point when you were enslaved to that?
I would say my lowest point was experiencing the inner poverty that I put on myself anywhere I went. In other words, when you get big loads of money, I'm gonna go to Hawaii. I'm gonna go to Playa del Carmen. I'm gonna go to Cancun. I'm gonna go to Cabo San Lucas. I'm gonna go to Big Bear in the mountains. But that inner poverty goes with you. So it shows up wherever you go. I'm gonna leave this person and I'm gonna go find a new person. So it's a different person with a different name and a different face, but it's the same shit.
Wow.
Because you have that inner poverty. So those lowest moments was when my life seemed like like Groundhog Day. So it doesn't matter if I was across the street drinking or at a bar in a clubhouse drinking, it was the same thing.
How much would you say you spend a month? Honestly, a month, if you can really...
Thousands of dollars.
We want to know.
Thousands of dollars.
2,000? How much you think?
Well, bro, let me tell you this. I used to go to the bar when they opened, and I wouldn't leave until the chairs were getting put away.
Wow. Wow.
So throughout the day, I'd be by myself, then there'd be 10 people, then 15 people, then 3 people, then 2 people, and you always end up by yourself.
Is it safe to say, and be honest with me, as you know.
Of course.
And you have been. Were you trying to kill yourself, Kana? Honestly.
You don't consciously think you're killing yourself. You think you're numbing yourself. Dog, you want to drink, you want to keep the high that alcohol gives you. So you drink more to try to keep it, right? So the more you're drinking, that high goes away.
Of course.
Now you're just inebriated. Your thought process is poison. Your feelings are poison. Your speech is poison. Your behavior is poison. And your life becomes poison.
How is your health now?
Bro, I'm the fittest and the healthiest that I've ever been in my life. If you look at the old Mr. Little One, like I'm overweight. I'm tired. I'm the healthiest. I've been doing the same thing now for several years. I've been sober for many, many, many years now. And I do the same thing every single day for several years now. I wake up in the morning, I take a shower, I sit down with my literature, I read for an hour, I go to the gym for an hour, hour and a half, I eat my meal, and then I take a shower again, and then I start my day. So by the time that I start my actual day, I already fed my mind, my body, and my spirit.
Wow, that's honestly, that's.
And if you may give me the opportunity to tell somebody out there that is in a despair of alcoholism, or I want to get this, if anybody out there that is struggling with alcoholism or any type of vice, I want to encourage you to know that the way that you're feeling right now can completely dissolve from your life. It's not about resolving what you're going through right now, it's about dissolving it. And if you really sincerely want your life to change, it doesn't start with someone else, it doesn't start with somewhere else, it starts with you. You can make that choice right now to change the entire dynamic of your entire life.
Exactly. Wow, that's a powerful message.
It's the truth.
It is the truth, because you know what, I've always told people, I've gone and I've spoken at different schools, and I've told young people, life is about choices. You can make good choices, you could have bad choices. And you know what, you could, exactly what you just said, you can change your life.
We are always, Dispensa.
No, go ahead.
We are always, at every moment that we breathe, one choice and one decision away from changing our entire life. So what you were willing to accept yesterday, you don't have to accept it today.
Wow, that's heavy.
You really don't. You know, you got to remember, dog, that a lot of the despair and a lot of the depression and a lot of the shit that we feel, bro, it's the idea of what you think makes you happy.
Yeah.
It's these emotional binds, these emotional attachments that we confuse with connections.
Yeah.
These are parasitical attachments that bind you into a space where you feel you need that to experience happiness, and it's not true.
It's not true. It definitely is not. Now, what we're gonna do is, as you already know, one thing, as you've heard me say many times, on Barrio Driven, we don't only sit down with each and every guest. We go to their barrio, we go to their neighborhood, we go to, and you're gonna take us to a few places. You're gonna take us to, where exactly are you gonna be taking us to?
I'm gonna take you to the house that I grew up in.
Okay.
Right in the heart of Sherman. I'm gonna take you to the cemetery where I did a lot of my, see, there's being lonely.
Yeah.
And then there's solitude.
Yeah.
All right, when you learn the difference between the two is when you get to evolve. Because in loneliness, you destroy yourself.
Yeah.
And in solitude, you grow. So I went to the cemetery when I was lonely, but I also went in solitude.
Wow.
So being close to my mother and my brother like that has been able to bring me a peace that I don't have words for. So the places that I want to take you are the places that are, you know, close to my spirit and close to my heart. So it'll be the house, it'll be the cemetery. There's a place called Sunset Cliffs where I used to go when I was really young and just kind of, you know, engage with the ocean and the air and nature. And my little baby boy son's name is Ocean. You know, so you know that, and then we're gonna go to the studio.
We're gonna go
because that's where it all happens.
All right, follow us, Mr. Little One.
Let's go.
Let's go. Now we're driving to where are you taking us to right now?
We're going to the house that I grew up in Sherman.
Okay.
Right now we are in the border of Logan Heights, Barrio Logan, and Barrio Sherman.
So
a block over here is Sherman. Right now this is the bridge in Logan Heights.
And was that your worst? Was that your worst rival?
Yeah.
From
Logan and Sherman used to, you know the game.
Yeah. Is there a memory as you're driving through a rival's barrio that comes to mind that, you know, like, man, this happened over here, or I lost this homeboy here, or I lost? Tell us.
Yeah, my homie. I'll show you right now. So, you know, these were the tracks that separate everything. Once you go past the tracks and you're in the rival neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, we got ran out of here getting shot at many times. So it's not even one in particular, it's
many times.
Many times, bro.
Wow.
Many times. You know, like we were talking about.
Yeah.
A dog does not care, bro.
Yeah.
You know, a dog would just be on the road, so.
Do you have any hate or do you have any resentment towards any of these people?
I don't hate anyone, bro, in this planet, bro. I don't hate anyone in the world, bro. Like, you gotta remember, we are talking about a completely different chapter in my life.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm friends with a lot of the guys from over here.
Yeah.
You know, we're all friends. We're all older now. We're in a good space. And from the other neighborhoods, too. You know, the climate has changed, bro. You know, like, even the gang culture is not the same that it was before.
No.
You know, those qualities are gone.
Yeah.
That you know, because, you know, regardless of the bad stuff that was going on in the hood, bro, there was a lot of beautiful stuff in that too. You know what I mean? Like, right now we're gonna turn and we're gonna enter my neighborhood, Sherman, and I'll tell you a couple of stories, you know, from the neighborhood where I grew up.
Is there anyone like that was close to you, like maybe one of your road dogs, one of your crime partners that is no longer here? That
I lost count. I'll show you. Yeah, I'll show you right now.
Wow.
You know, there's Little Tootie, rest in peace. You know, he died a couple of blocks away from here. A lot of them, bro. A lot of them. But, you know, Little Tootie was fresh out of YA. You know.
Yeah.
He was in and out of YA. He was he was walking in the alley right here down the street, and the enemy was waiting in the alley, and they smoked him.
Oh man.
And again, I don't want to take away from and not mention somebody's name. You know what I mean? But there's so many losses. Murder has no tongue, but it speaks for itself, and sometimes it doesn't allow you to really listen to how loud it is, because we continue the cycle.
Yes.
So if murder's not enough, then what is? If jail's not enough, what is? If hypocrisy's not enough, what is? You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of that really comes from us not loving ourselves, bro.
Yeah.
When you don't. They built a police department right here.
Wow, because of
of the crazy shit that was going on here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wow, that's the first that I've heard of. Because
there's a police department right in the center of the neighborhood. So even us right now, we don't want to get pigeonholed.
Of course, yeah.
Into someone wanting to pull us over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we look like this.
Yeah.
This is the unfortunate fucking hypocrisy that we live in. You know what I'm saying? If you look a certain way, then they believe that you are a certain way.
Yeah.
And I'm not cool with that. I never have been cool with that.
And so some of your music, you're a very and I say this, I'm not trying to toot your own horn. As I've listened to some of your music, you're very prolific. You're very in your lyrics and the things that you write about.
Right.
I
appreciate that. This is Sherman.
So we're in your barrio right now.
This is my neighborhood. I grew up here. I used to ride my bike here, walk here. Little Turi got killed right here. Right in this alley.
Right in this alley.
Right here.
Wow.
Him and Muerto got shot. Muerto survived. This is Sherman Elementary. This is the old Sherman. This is the new Sherman Elementary. They knocked down the old school and they built a new one. So this is the new Sherman Elementary. You see that church over there? That's Our Lady of Angels. I got kicked out of catechism for asking too many questions.
Wow. Wow, that's crazy. You got kicked out of catechism for asking too many questions.
Yeah.
Wow, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, dog. So when I say 22 Island Avenue, that's the house I grew up in. The house that I showed you, that I got tatted. Clown from Sherman lived right here. Rascal from Sherman lived right here. And I live right here in this house. I did a couple of my music videos in front of this house. This is the Sherman Community Center. It didn't exist before. But this is where I grew up right here.
Right here?
Right here in this house right here.
Wow.
Well, it's not a house. It's 4 apartments. This used to be just dirt.
Wow.
So this is Sherman right here.
Yes.
All right. Right here, bro, there used to be murders right here in the daytime. This used to all be dirt. The Sherman Little Park was right here next door before. Right, so they built a community center. So this was Sherman Elementary right here.
And this is where you attended?
I went to this school, to the old Sherman Elementary. So if you look at my album, The Streets, I'm right here in the corner.
On the corner?
Yeah, 22nd and Island, right? So I grew up right here. My mom used to hang out in this porch right here. And this was my house, right here.
This one right here?
This is my house right here. This is the only place where we were a family.
Wow.
This is where I lived with my mom and my brothers.
Yeah.
And where most of my childhood was spent. So Sherman Elementary was right here. They used to do little, festivals right here, and the mariachis would be here, and the dulceria was here, which is precisely why I'm so excited to be able to do this festival for us now.
Wow. As you come back to your childhood home, and this is the last place that you actually saw your mom healthy. Am I correct?
Yeah.
That you saw her healthy, where she come out and maybe she sit down and right here, What memories do you come back? I mean, this is your home. This is where your mom, your fita, the one that loved you, the one that took care of you, because you came from a good mother. What memories, the fondest memory that you could think of about, your mom, your family, that before all the chaos began, carnal?
Well, I would say one of the fondest memories I have is, my mom bought me a tape recorder.
Yeah.
And it had two cassette players.
Yeah.
And I had it right here.
Wow.
And she'd be right there where you're at. So I'd play the instrumental on the plate, and then we play some record. Yeah. So I had a white mic, right? Yeah. And so I'd be busting flows right here, and she'd be right there.
Right there, listening.
Yeah, so that was big for me, that was big for me. Another memory that I have right here with my brother Manny was we were wrestling right here in this room, and we broke that window right there.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we broke that window, and we would see on television that the kids would put books in their behind, so when they got spanked, it wouldn't hurt, right? Yeah. So we put books that day, and we still laugh about it. Yeah. You know what I mean? But in this house, bro, this is where I graduated.
All the memories.
From Sherman Elementary. This is where I would be in the mirror and I'd be like saying the Sherman raps. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I would do neighborhood raps when I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
Clown from Sherman lives right down the street. Maybe we could go find him if he's still there, but he wrote my first rap.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Let me ask you, if your mom was still alive, what would you tell your mom? Knowing that from the last time that you've seen her till your age now, till today, and if your mom was still here with us, what would be the thing that you would tell her?
I would tell her thank you.
Wow.
I would say thank you. You see, bro, when you sprinkle purity on someone, it never leaves them.
Yeah.
Never.
That's heavy.
My mom sprinkled purity not just on me, but on everybody she met. Wow. So I would tell her thank you, because that still lives within me. And I project that over to my children too,
Wow. Wow. That's heavy, brother. Do you think that your mom will be proud of the man you are today?
Yeah. Right now, yes, absolutely. So, one of the things that's really interesting about your show is you are excavating, like an archaeologist, into somebody's life.
Yeah.
To be able to get the A, the B, the C, the D, all the way to the Z.
Yeah.
And what people should really understand is that without despair, you don't grow.
Yeah, exactly.
Without suffering, you don't grow.
Exactly.
The thing is to be able to align yourself with the things that misalign you.
Yeah.
To be able to experience what it feels like to live in a liberated state. When you have personal freedom, bro, geographics don't matter.
Yeah.
Me and you are gonna feel the same way about each other, but we're right here and we're sitting in the Amazon. Yeah. We're right here sitting in the igloo in Alaska. It won't change anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, to me, this is beautiful. I call it beautiful Sherman.
It is. This is beautiful.
I call it beautiful Sherman. This is where I grew up. This is where I learned. This is where I lived. This is where I lost. This is where I gained.
Yeah.
And I drive my children through here sometimes, and I tell them, this is where I grew up. I hear. So to me, bro, like this house, one day I'm gonna buy this entire house and I'm just gonna move it to my backyard.
That's right.
And I'm just gonna keep it there. That's you know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right. Now, with all the memories that have came here and the good ones, I asked you, what is your fondest memory? What's your most painful memory being back home?
I have a very, very sad moment here that I was very, very ashamed of. One of the things that I told you at the beginning of our interview is that my mom never made us feel like we were lacking anything.
Yes.
One Christmas, bro, we didn't have anything.
Wow.
So she went to the Salvation Army to get gifts.
Yeah.
So when it came time to give me a gift, she gave me a candy cane with chocolates in it.
Wow.
And I got mad at her. Because I told her, this is all I get?
Yeah.
But we didn't have anything. And later in life, bro, I was really ashamed of that. It brought me so much pain to imagine what she felt by me saying that. That was a very, very, very painful memory for me.
Does that memory still, I'll be honest with you, hearing you say that, me digesting that's heavy, because I can only imagine how you felt years later. You know, that you have a mom who's working hard for you.
Yeah.
You have a mom who loves you, who is doing everything she can for you. And then you get mad at her because she couldn't afford more.
Yeah.
You know, that's heavy, as you're telling me. Does that memory still cause you pain?
Not anymore, because that is what introduced me to humility.
Wow.
This is what introduced me to what's meaningful.
Yeah.
This is how I no longer confuse what is meaningless to what is meaningful. You see, bro, at this point and at this stage of our life, if we find ourselves in environment of despair, at this point, it really is our fault.
Yeah.
Because we are willingly abandoning the things that are meaningful, our freedom,
Yeah.
our ability to breathe,
Yeah.
our ability to grow,
Yeah.
our ability to achieve,
Yeah.
our ability to attain. Every time that we jeopardize that, we are engaging with things that we know better,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, do you think that, I'll give you an example. If you take sexual intimacy out of a relationship, what's left?
Yeah.
Right? When you have more than just that, you have it all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So the more that people want to attain, you know, people find, I want to get this car, I want to get this house, I want to get this chain, I want to get this surgery,
Yeah.
but the internal check engine light is still on.
That's
They do all these things to be able to attain all these external things,
Yeah.
and they abandon the internal empowerment that can really bring them the bliss and the bag, but they have no idea yet. Self-discovery. We need more self-discovery
Yeah.
instead of self-entitlement.
How long would you say that it took you to get that inner peace, or for that light to come on and say, you know what, this is what real happiness is? Because I'm sure it didn't happen overnight.
Oh no, man, you know, like when people say it's a journey with no destination, it's absolutely true. You know, we're students. Life is school, and we never graduate.
Yeah.
But, you know, our free will comes with a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, like for example, yourself, you're in a leadership position. You have a lot of eyes on you.
Yeah.
I'm in a leader position. I have a lot of eyes on me.
Yeah.
And then we have our personal life,
Yeah.
which I always say, you got to make sure that you keep your personal life as authentic to your social media life.
Yeah.
So you don't have to magnify anything.
Yeah.
But the thing is this, you spread positivity, I spread positivity, but that doesn't mean that I don't have a moment where I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And then it becomes reactive abuse. Then you're not entitled to have a bad day. You're not
Yeah.
entitled to have a bad moment.
Yeah.
You're not entitled to have a, disagreement with someone, because then you're called a bad teacher.
Oh yeah.
You're called a liar. You're called a fraud. You're called an actor.
Wow.
And that's not true.
Yeah.
We cannot judge anyone on a soundbite of life. If right now I say I hate people that don't love life, and you just post I hate people, people are gonna misinterpret who I am.
Exactly.
So that is the difference between living under the microscope. We all need to live under the telescope.
And how have you handled that, eyes being on you, as, just, being a role model, being people that have heard your music throughout so many years? How have you handled that? There have been people that have said, man, you know what, Mr. Little One, he's the most female vato, he's a good dude. And then people that have said, man, fuck that vato, that dude's a piece of shit, fuck that, know, whatever the case may be. How have you handled the praise and the criticism?
Well, I used to take it very personal when I was younger.
Yeah.
Because you're still living under a egotistical lens.
Yeah.
And I've done a lot of fucked up things in my life.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of bad things in my life.
Yeah.
But I've learned from those things. You know what I'm saying? So when you make right out of those things, you don't do those things anymore.
Yeah.
So I can't really hold emotion to an opinion about me anymore, because I know who I am when I'm alone.
That's right.
I know how many years I've put into my personal development. I know I don't have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
I have like 3 friends. You know, the way that I live is I put God first.
Yeah.
And I put myself.
Yeah.
Then I put my purpose. Then I put my children. And then I put everything else. And here's why. If I don't have faith in anything, I can't believe in anything.
Yeah.
Then I have to put me because I'm the person in charge of my purpose.
Yeah.
If I'm not true to my purpose, I can't accommodate my children.
Yeah.
Right? If I can't accommodate my children and I'm focused on everything else, then I'm upside down. And when I say everything else, I mean relationships, validation, you know, fame. I don't care about any of that.
That's right.
What I care about is bringing value to everything I do. So the reason why non-egotistical, art is art.
Yeah.
Whether you find $1 million on a monetary value in the trash can
Yeah.
or in the bank, it's still $1 million.
Yeah, exactly.
So everything that I do with all my heart. That doesn't mean I don't make mistakes anymore. I made a lot of mistakes,
course.
but I keep on going. I've hurt people, you know, in relationships.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to court right now for my little baby son, Ocean. You know, and you know, I love his mother to death. You know, we've experienced beautiful times together, but we've experienced some bad times together too.
Yeah.
So I would say that as a father and as a parent, I have to do what's best for him. Not
Yeah.
because she's necessarily doing anything wrong, but we're not doing the right thing together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I would say that the safe thing to do is create a dynamic and an environment and a foundation that is going to be best for him.
Why would you say that, Ocean, that you're the best for Ocean? Why wouldn't you think that, hey, maybe it's better for him to be with his mom more? Maybe that's where, you know, maybe he's better in that vibe. Why are you better than
Yeah, no, I'm not better than his mom.
No, not better than, but you know what I meant. A better to be with you, living with you. Why would
No,
you say that?
I'm not saying that he's better living with me. What I'm saying, it's better for him to have an individual positive relationship with both of us.
Got it.
That's what I mean. In no way, shape, or form do I think he's better off with me. But if our relationship as parents
Wasn't good. Yeah.
is not good
Yeah.
together, then you have to take the responsible route and do what's best for your child individually.
Yes.
I'm not in any way saying I'm better than her or that my son is better with me. What I'm saying that I'm only in control of what I do.
Yeah.
So I have to make sure that I go about the things that I need to go about to be able to have a positive, productive relationship with my son. And I'm sure she wants the best for him too.
Right.
You know, but
Where are we going now, Colonel?
right now we're gonna go to the cemetery. I'm gonna show you where my mother and where my brother are at and a couple of the other homies that are there, and we can talk about how I feel about that.
Let's go.
Sound good?
Let's go.
Look at that beautiful situation right there.
yeah.
Look at those young souls right there,
Yeah,
bro.
that's exactly what it's about.
Look at those young souls right there, bro. This is why we're doing this.
That's right.
You know,
That's what it's about.
this is they gotta see us doing this.
Exactly.
When we were growing up, when did we see this?
No, never.
We never saw that.
did.
If we ever
never
saw
did.
anybody with a camera, we go
No.
crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is what it's all about us doing what we're doing right now, so they
Exactly.
can see
Exactly.
with action.
That's right.
That's the future right there.
That's why, as you've heard me say before, that's why we do body ribbons, because you know what? We want to show youngsters that there are good things in life, not just bad things. That there are choices in life. You know that in each choice that you make, it affects your life. And we're hoping that you make the right choices, gente. Let's go.
I wish this was still the older school, so we can go in the school and talk to the people that were there when I was there. Look, that's downtown San Diego, bro.
When you see all these youngsters, I guess, and I was safe to say it's yeah, and I'm sure not younger, but now at where you're at in life, you realize that you're a role model to these young people.
Yeah, but see, bro, I see hope. Bro,
right.
one time we got chased right here, bro. like the whole San Diego high school with the homies from Logan came here. And I was with a dude named Spanky. What's up, Spanks from Lomas? Oh, bro. And he was a little heavy set.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get him on the bike.
Finally,
we got on the bike and we caught some wind, dog, and we left. And we had bottles getting thrown at us, dog. So I got kicked out of this catechism right here.
Right here.
Yeah, bro, because I was like, well, how do I know what you're saying is true? And this is to be a jack in the box. The guy that did most of the Chicano rap covers in San Diego, Mario Lopez, right there. Shout out to Mario Tone Tech. This is 25th and Market right here. I mentioned that in my music a lot.
Yeah.
This is 25th and Market right here. That's Alberto's Taco Shop right there. Bro, great. Right here, some of the homies from Lomas almost snatched me up right here one time. I ran right here and I went over this fence right here and went into that house.
You went into the house?
Yeah, I jumped that fence and someone let me in their house.
Oh,
if that fence wouldn't have been there, they would have got me, bro. So this taco shop used to be there. And this used to be Taco Bell. That robbery, the strong arm robbery, happened right here, right down the street. I'll show you.
Yeah, we want to go there.
Grand Hill Park is right up there, bro. That's the park. You see this? You would never see this back in the day.
Yeah, no.
Never in the history of life would you see a Caucasian person jogging in the hood, bro.
Running through the,
Never, ever, bro. This right here was all gated and fenced up, bro, because it was so bad.
So, as it's safe to say that we're out here they're doing better now.
It's much better, but it's still active.
Yeah.
You know, it's much better. This is Hilltop Historical Liquor Store right here.
And you know, as we were driving through, you know, Barrio Logan, do you? And I know I asked you this earlier in the interview, but do you drive through there kind of with like cautious? Like, are you aware of your surroundings because you worry like, hey, you know what? Someone may try to, you know.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
Yeah, be honest, bro.
I don't feel that way, bro.
Right on.
I don't feel that. I'm not afraid of any of that, bro.
Yeah.
I'm really, and not because I'm tough.
No, yeah, no.
I don't feel that way, bro, because I just feel that my energy and God is that we're protected, bro.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel that I'm magnetized to that energy anymore. Yeah. I just don't.
You have that peace that you're good wherever you go.
Wherever I go, bro. I'm in Logan, Shelltown, Lomas, and Cano. Hey, what's up, little one? Hey, what's up, my dog? You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And we keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, it feels good to be able to bring...
Be free.
Yeah, and be able to bring you guys to be free with me.
That's right.
Here,
that's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is all Sherman. Now we're entering Market Street gang. Another, you know, infamous barrio from San Diego. Lost a lot of homies out here.
And were you at war with them?
Well, not necessarily with them, but you see, the thing with me, bro, is I used to sell PCP when I was in school.
So then you were all
I was homies with all of them.
You were all over the place.
I was selling 20 pours, 50 pours, ounces to every neighborhood. Wow. You know what I'm saying? I had a Pepsi bottle at the house, and then I had a glove, and in each glove I have an ounce.
How much do you think that you were making back then?
$800, $700 a day.
Wow, and that's back then.
Back then.
Wow, so you were moving.
I was moving.
Wow.
You know, but again, you don't have no financial intelligence, bro.
Yeah, of course not.
You know, but I did have my little spot. I paid somebody to give me a spot. I had a little 78 Toyota Corolla. You know what I mean? So I had my strap. You know. So
you thought you had made it at that time?
I thought I made it.
You were
dog,
like, hey, I'm good to go for the rest of my life.
I had 16 years old. I had my little studio. You know, and I mean house. I had a bed. I had a kitchen. You know, I had my little car outside.
Wow.
I had all the older chicks. You know?
You know?
You know? So this is Market Street.
And so right now, you're single right now. You don't got no one in your life?
I don't have nobody in my life, bro. I'm a single parent. You know, I raised my 19-year-old daughter. I got physical primary custody of her. You know, I'm in the middle of trying to get custody and visitation, 50% custody and visitation of my son, Ocean. And, you know, I have my other children, bro. I have a great relationship, co-parent with my ex and her husband.
Yeah.
Great parents. And, you know, my oldest daughter and I have a great relationship as well, bro. So, you know, man, I try to I try to just bring purpose and value to whatever it is that I do.
Yeah.
Especially being a parent.
No, most definitely. Being, you know, just driving through these different barrios and going through your memories and, you know, thinking about homeboys that have gone and talking about your son, talking about your Fita, rest in peace, you know. You're taking us to the cemetery.
Yeah.
Of where she's buried.
Yes.
Where your carnal's buried.
Yeah.
And many of your homeboys.
Yeah.
Does it?
Got homies right here too, this other cemetery.
Does it bring you sadness at all? Because even though you evolved so much and, you know, you've achieved so much and you've changed so much as an individual, you know, no longer being that person that you once were, that was prideful, that was full of hate, that was angry. You've changed so much. But there's one thing that sometimes you can't change, is that heartache for the ones that you loved that are no longer here. Because,
yeah. You know, you I think you can relate to this.
Yeah.
Imagine how you felt when you would go to funerals back then versus how you would feel now.
Yeah.
Remember, bro, sometimes we don't understand the magnitude of a homicide.
Of course.
Or the magnitude of a suicide or an overdose.
Yeah.
You know, we just think it's normal.
Yeah.
You know, as you grow older and the things that are small, because the little things are really the big things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People have it the other way around.
Yeah, and exactly.
You know, the little things are really the big things.
Yeah.
And when you start appreciating that, and you appreciate life, you know, bro, like, I've had my share of bad relationships. And you get to a point, bro, where you just don't want that shit no more, bro.
Yeah.
You don't want to wake up and be in some negative shit. Life is too short. So if you got to do it by yourself, then so be it. Like, look, dog, a lot of people say, I don't have no one to share this with.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we do. We have our kids. We have the friends that we know are our friends.
Yeah.
We have our purpose. We have our coworkers that believe in what we believe in.
Yeah.
And we can share it with them. Doesn't always have to be romance.
Yeah.
We don't always have to fantasize about the Romeo and Juliet romance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and not only that, but when you spend time hoping you have that, you're abandoning what's happening now. Like right now, bro, like, how much more intimate can this get?
No, it can't be.
This is the real definition of what intimacy is.
Wow. Yeah.
Speaking about the things that are so meaningful, my podcast is no different than what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
I want to be able to know who is Jose Martin instead of Conejo.
Yeah.
Who is Jose instead of Shadow?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
And Shadow's my brother, and I love him so much. Conejo's my brother. A lot of these rappers, we have a brotherhood.
Yeah.
So, you know, you got to be able to say, like, I have a different type of relationship with them, and be able to give people a glimpse of something else. You know, like a lot of people just know the word Sherman or the word Logan, but this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
This is what it looks like, right? This is the face of Southeast San Diego. You know, Southeast San Diego is the notorious area in San Diego, California. You know, bro, the cemetery that we're gonna go to, it's filled with youngsters, and it's filled with homicides. We all share. Look, dog.
Yeah.
We share a lot of things in common, bro.
Yes.
That they're Mexican.
Yeah.
That they're young.
Yeah.
And that they're homicides. You know what I'm saying, bro?
I do, Colonel.
You know, broski, like, that's the type of shit that I think about when I come visit my mom and my brother.
Do you think about these youngsters that are gone, that are buried here, that lost their lives in a violent way? Do you sometimes say that maybe you could have done something more for these young people?
No, because I was in the same shit they were.
Wow.
It could have been me too.
Yeah.
You know, bro, the devil got really close to me many times, bro.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Like the Grim Reaper was
knocking at your door.
Had me in his arms. You know what I'm saying? Many times. So if you can't do for yourself, you can't do for anyone else. And that plays a huge role in where we're at as leaders right now. Today. And this is why I applaud you for doing what you're doing right now.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, we get hated on too. You know, we get hated on because of the show, because of, you know, they say, well, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't say this, you shouldn't say that. So that means a lot to us at Barrio Driven. We appreciate your support.
Let me give you an example. Look, this is a different area, right?
Yeah.
Same situation, innocent souls, look.
Yeah.
Innocent souls. Same situation, different area. And it goes on around the galaxy, around the planet, right? Now, let me say something to the hate, because I get it too.
Of course.
Do you think that somebody that is busy fulfilling their purpose has time to leave comments on YouTube or social media?
No, of course.
Would you leave a comment on someone's page and say A, B, and C that's negative?
No, not at all.
Neither would I. You know why? Because I have better things to do. So that says more about them than it does about you.
About you.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, nothing is gonna stop me from doing what I'm gonna do. You know why? Because I have no malice. I don't hate no one. I don't want to hate no one. I don't even know how to hate anyone at this point in my life.
Yeah.
The hate just ricochets off me.
So let me ask you a question. If, let's just say, for argument's sake, one of your homeboys said, hey, homie, why are you on, you know, Barrio Driven, you know what I'm saying, and answering this question, answering that question, or putting down the neighborhood, or putting down this, or, you know, I mean, you know, what's wrong with you, homie? You're one of our homeboys. You know, why are you talking about those things? Why are you saying that? Why are you putting a negative life on the life that we live?
Well, it's not negative, it's the truth.
Wow, it's heavy.
Look, there's a funeral happening right there right now. Look, I'm gonna make a U-turn, and I'm just gonna say something real quick. Let me make something clear to the audience right now. Look over there, Doug.
Wow.
That is not the first or the last time that is gonna happen, right? So what we do in between time is what matters.
Wow.
Look, Doug, there's a family there mourning someone right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't know exactly what, but we do know they're mourning.
Yeah.
All right, bro, so this is what we need to pay attention to, because we are the opposite of that box right there. We're right here right now. We're breathing.
Yeah.
We have the ability to be better. So to answer the question of somebody that has something to say, you don't want to talk about the truth? It's the truth. Do you think that it's an accident that we're right here talking? It's no accident.
No.
You know why, bro? God, the universe, has aligned us because we're people on the same page, from the same book, on the same journey, going to the same place.
You know, that's one of the heaviest things I think I've heard on this show, that when I'm asking you, hey, how would you feel if someone said, hey, Mr. Little One, what's wrong with you? Why are you saying that, or why are you saying that? And your response was, hey, it's the truth, Holmes. And it is what it is. I'm saying the truth.
Another thing that we need to be more conscious of is who cares, dog? Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
You know how many people tell me, I thought you were the boogeyman. Why are you talking about positivity? Who would say that? What type of mind state would say that? You mean, I used to be a disgrace, now I'm making sure that I give grace, and you have something to say about it? What does that say about them? So this is where my mother and my brother are both buried. And you know, when let me tell you a crazy story, bro. You know when I told you I was selling dope?
Yeah.
Well, I ended up buying the spot, the other spot, so one of us would be buried with my mom. So my mom and my brother are buried together.
Wow.
This is my sister's stillborn, my little nephew. But this is my mother, Rosa Rodriguez, and that's my brother.
Your brother.
Martin.
Oh.
He was in the pen when she died.
Wow, that's heavy.
And when he got out, you know, the separation, bro.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Let me ask you, as you look at your brother, the last time that you saw your brother, you hid his hand away, carnal.
Yeah.
You hid his hand away. And that's the last memory that your carnal has of you before he passed away. If there was something that you could tell your carnal today, right here and now, what would you tell your carnal Martin right now, knowing that the last time that you saw him, you slapped his hand away and you rejected him? Because that's what you did, carnal.
Yeah.
As an opposite man, you rejected him. What would you tell him, carnal?
I'll say it out loud because I've already told him. I'll tell him that I'm sorry. That I'm sorry and thank you because he brought great humility to my life. A lot of humility to my life. You know, I went through a really, really deep, dark time immediately after his death. I remember being here, Diggy was here, you know, right when it happened.
Yeah.
You know, I've had dreams where I have conversations with him. Remember I told you, Rascal used to live here. That's Rascal's brother right there. We all grew up together.
Wow.
He had an aneurysm and he died.
Oh, wow.
You know, there was a moment where all of us were in the same room. Look, this is real life.
It is.
Like, people need to understand, like, this is not a game. This is real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you do anything, understand that the little things are really the big things. You know? So, you know, bro, I was, you know, my mom left very fond memories of me. My brother taught me something no teacher could ever teach. And he did it through his death. You know, there's other homies right here too.
This is exactly what he said. Life is precious, familia. You know, because we never know when God above is going to call us home. The only thing that we know for sure is He is that one day He's going to call us, all of us, home. And the time that we have left on this earth, we have to use that to be a blessing to people, you know, and not spread hate, not spread, you know what, not being proudful, because you never know when you're going to have to say goodbye to somebody. And he's living proof. He's living proof. There's so many families that are at war. There's so many people that are hating each other. And you know what? They're gone.
You know, if I may say something.
Yes, please do. Please
One
do.
thing that I always say, bro, is that we can't add more time to our life.
Yeah.
But we can add more life to our time. And more people need to understand the power of that. You know what you're doing right now? You're adding life to your time.
Yeah.
You're adding life to your time. Diggy's adding life to his time. Yeah. I'm adding life to my time. And we add life to each other's time.
Yeah. Wow.
That's how the world changes. That is how we be. Everybody wants to live in a peaceful world, and we need more peaceful people, right? Exactly. But nobody wants to engage in real peace.
In real peace. Let me ask you, now that you have found that peace, how many nights did you drink your sorrows here, right here, man?
Many nights. I would jump that fence and come in here.
Wow.
You know, I would park right there and drink. I would throw my 40 ounce right here until it broke. You know, and I would sit here and I would weep. You know, now I don't do that. Now I appreciate, celebrate them.
Yeah. Back then, would it be safe to say that even maybe suicidal thoughts ever entered your head?
No suicidal thoughts. I never really had a suicidal thought. I think I was committing soul suicide without being conscious of it.
Yeah.
When you don't take care of your soul, you are assassinating your soul.
Wow.
When you assassinate your soul, you assassinate your ambition to make you better.
Yeah.
If you don't have an ambition to be better, you're going to stagnate, and that's where you're going to stay until you die.
Exactly. Where are some of the other homeboys?
Let's go,
Barry, let's
over
go.
here. You know, in 1996, when my album Once in a Decade came out, I had a really good friend named Mike Martinelli.
Yeah.
You know, he was in his 20s, like me,
Young.
fresh out of YA.
Yeah.
You know, he used to put hands on. He had hands, you know.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that always get hated on the most. Right? You know, but you know, he got himself in a situation. He was inside a phone booth. They shot him 14 times.
14 times.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know, and he died. He passed away. I got to go to the hospital and see him. And you know, one of the things that Mike used to like to do is he used to like to talk to old people.
Really?
So he's buried next to a World War II veteran.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
You know, so we're gonna find Mike right now.
So he, as you said, he had hands and being able to fight and protect himself. And it's unfortunate because when people can, the other people tend to pull out a strap.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to take a beat down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you know.
And so that's what basically happened in his situation. This is him?
This is Mike Martinelli.
Wow.
1996, when Once in a Decade came out.
Wow. Wow, man.
He was 22 years old.
What happened that night, do you know?
All I know, bro, is that at the end of the day, bro, it was another loss.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, this is what I mean about not playing around with your life.
Yeah.
Especially even us now, at this point of our life, bro, we should be able to live the rest of our life as the best part of our life.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
bro, you could have been in the
One of
box
these
too.
people. Exactly.
I could have been in the box too.
Exactly.
Bro, there's people that were here at his funeral that
Yeah.
are here now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Exactly.
So, you know, this is just one of many. Look at this youngster. There's youngsters all over here.
All over here.
You know, if you really listen to Once in a Decade, you know, the chorus says, now this could have been what? Suicide. Or maybe
Yeah.
this could have been homicide.
Yeah.
Nobody, because really, bro, our homicides at that time were subliminal suicides.
Yeah.
Because we're putting ourselves in the corner saying, this is who I am and this is where I'm from.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So this is just one of the many homies right here. And you know what's sad? And it doesn't bother me to say this,
Yeah.
and whoever takes offense to it. I've been coming here for years.
Yeah.
Do you think, besides Martinelli, because I see his family here,
Yeah.
out of all the other people that I've ever seen, some of the homies visiting, never.
Wow.
Never, bro.
That's heavy, Kernan. That's
Never,
heavy.
bro, have I seen the same motherfuckers that say, you're not down for the, you're not represented. Where are those motherfuckers at?
Damn, homie.
Where are they at?
That's heavy, Kernan.
How are they helping the family? It's the kids.
Wow.
Instead, they're trying to get at the wife.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
That's real.
you know, and I want to get that on camera for those that, I don't know if you guys, I'm sure we caught what he said, but if you would just elaborate exactly, say what you did, just said right here to the camera what you had said.
I've been coming to this cemetery for many, 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 many years. I lost a lot of homies right here. Besides Mike, respect to Mike and his family, because I've seen his family here. I have never seen any of the homies visiting, providing, helping anyone. Their kids, parents. Instead, you hear shady ass motherfuckers trying to get at their lady.
Damn.
They have energy to do that, but they don't have energy to do something positive. So before you get on the corner and you fucking are willing to die for something, know what you're dying for. Remember, you can't add time to your life, but you can definitely add life to your time.
You know, that's heavy. You know what? I'm not enough to say that interviewing this gentleman today has been one of the heaviest and eye-opening interviews, because he has been, you know, he's been dropping and speaking just a lot of knowledge, you know, and just to hear him say that he has never seen any of the homeboys come over here and visit some of the homies that are gone, that gave up their life, you know, for the barrio, for their neighborhood. And that's heavy. That's heavy, you know, that he would go out and actually say that, because it's the truth.
Well, bro, like, why would I like ever take offense to something that's so meaningful, bro? Like, hey, dog, like dog, are you really gonna go sit, bro, and just be killed for nothing?
Yeah.
You know that you spend time away.
Yeah.
You've been by yourself. Like, who keeps you company when you're by yourself? Your thoughts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, when other people put in our thoughts, live in us.
Yeah.
So if we believe we ain't shit, we go and live like we ain't shit. Not live, exist. There's a huge difference, dog, between living and actually existing. You know, bro, I never want to be the person to say, you know, at the end of my life, I want to find peace, because I'm going to rest in peace. I want to live in peace. I want to be able to hug my kids, throw the ball with my kids, eat with my kids, raise my little baby Ocean, go to the ocean, enjoy the water, enjoy the trees, the fucking bees, hear music, and say, I got to live.
That's, you know, and there's nothing better than that. You know, you said something that also resonated with me, is he said, you know what he has seen though? He has seen homeboys go after their homeboys that have passed their ladies, not having no, you know, respect for the homeboy that has passed away, but say, orale, you know what, he's gone, sabes que, homie, now it's my turn. And that's fucked up.
And it's true though. And that is common. It is very common, dog. So how real are you keeping it when you say keep it real? How real are these motherfuckers really keeping it every time they say keep it real? You know what I'm saying? And again, bro, like, this is real shit.
It is.
And this is the type of shit that more people need to speak on. Like, I don't know why people have such a problem with being honest. Like, dog, just like you are telling me, and you know, I want you to tell me the truth. Like, dog, it's okay to be honest about being dishonest, because that's what makes honesty mean something.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying, dog?
Yeah.
You know, dog, and unless you're able to do that and understand that and have respect for that, dog, then you're just gonna be part of the same shithole. You know what I'm saying, dog? And like I said, I don't have no problem saying I made bad decisions in my life. I don't have no problem saying I've hurt people in my life. I don't have no problem saying I could have done some things better.
Yeah.
But what I do have a problem with is not being better. Not actually getting up to do better.
Yeah.
Not actually fucking saying, you know what, I went wrong right here. I may not be able to mend that, but I'm gonna mend what I did because of that with myself, so I could be better in the next situation. Like I was telling you, everybody wants this blessing. I can't wait till I get this. But what did you do to earn it?
Yeah.
What have you done to earn it? Like, yeah, you're big, you're handsome, you're beautiful, but what about inside, dog? Like, you can take that inner poverty, dog, and it's gonna follow you wherever you go. You can go to Cancun, you can go to Hawaii, you can go wherever you want, dog, but if you don't eliminate that inner poverty is gonna show up. And some people, dog, are right now probably listening and saying, God damn.
Yeah.
Because who talks about that? Who really, really takes the time to talk about that? You know, get my boy Diggy right here. I want you to get my boy Diggy right here.
Diggy.
Come here, Diggy.
Come on. Come on,
Go over here, Diggy. You know, this is my little brother Diggy right here. You know, and I mean my brother, where he's been with me through my darkness. A lot of people know him. He's been on many of my albums. Youngster, big young. You know, he had an alcohol problem. I had an alcohol problem. We were alcoholics together. We would be destructive together. He's changed his life completely. I've changed my life completely. We've changed our life completely, individually and then together. So now we're able to give each other more life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's went through a battle with diabetes. I hope it's okay that I talk about it. He lost his leg. You know, he lost his leg. I was with him through that time, and he was with me through my darkest time. Yeah. But we never left each other. We never left each other morally. Yeah. You know what? This is meaningful. Yeah. This is what's meaningful, when you can build these eternal relationships, bro, that will stay with you forever. My children love him. I love him. Everybody that he encounters, he sprinkles that purity with.
Wow.
You know, man, and I love you, broski. Thank you for always loving me and being here with me.
I love you too, bro.
You know, he's been here with me, bro, in the cemetery when I lost my brother.
Yeah.
He's been with me when I lost myself, and he was there when I found myself.
You found yourself.
And vice versa.
Diggy, let me ask you a question. How would you describe him 20 years ago to where he is now? The people. How would you describe him back then to how he is now?
Oh, man, it's been a huge growth, bro. It's been a huge, beautiful journey. A lot of ups and downs along the way, but honestly, man, I would just, if I had to put it into words, living, man. He's finally living, I would say. There was a lot of chaos, destruction, and self-growth that was necessary, and there was a lot of obstacles that were overcome along the way that we did together, did individually, and experienced along the way, man. And the growth has been impeccable. Back then, I would describe it as lunacy, man. There was no structure. There was no there was no guidance either. So you had nothing to go off of in the right direction. And he found himself a lot of self-growth through all those obstacles. And man, it's been a hell of a journey, man. And I'm just proud, bro. Honestly, I'm just proud to watch him spread his positivity, his energy. He's a huge energy, man. Huge energy. You feel it when you walk in the room with him. He has a presence, and it's been beautiful for him to be able to express that in a whole different light, because back then the attitude matched the music. It was the dark, and you can see through the music the growth, all the growth in the music, and it really translates from the lifestyle.
You know what? Thank you, Diggy, for for joining us here, and I'm gonna say this. I barely met this gentleman, you know, and I've heard his music throughout the years, but I want to say support this man. You know, not only is he a legend in the Chicano rap, but you know what? He's a legend just as a human being. Hearing him speak and hearing him where, you know, he's not afraid to say the truth, and he's speaking from his heart. And I just want to say, raza, gente, whoever you are, support this man, download his music, watch his music videos, come out and see him perform, because not only is he a hell of an entertainer, he's a hell of a human being.
Thank you, brother, and likewise.
No, well, gracias.
You know, thank you, bro. Like, you know, man, it's an honor for me to be able to have you, and I'm a big fan of you.
Oh, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? I did the same thing with Taco Fest. I was like, man, how do I reach this guy? I want to reach this. Now we're here.
And we're here.
You see how God works?
How God works.
You know, dog, we're right here. We're going to keep on going.
We're going to keep on going. Where are we going to now?
Now we're going to go to the studio. We're going to go to the studio. We're going to have a conversation at the studio. Let's go.
Let's go.
The sun, dog. The sun can do one or two things. Every day.
Exactly.
It can put a sunburn on your soul, or it can put a suntan on your spirit, dog. That's the truth. You know, dog, if you grab any piece of paper, dog, right? Piece of paper. You cannot give a place or a time of birth to a piece of paper. You know why? Because it had already manifested in the form of a tree. So without the sun and the cloud and the rains, there'd be no tree. So every time we touch a piece of paper, we're actually touching the part of the sun, the cloud, and the rain, dog. That is the power of life. That is the power of the things that are meaningful. That is the things that we abandon on an everyday basis, and why we are so consumed in shit that is meaningless. And that's why the climate of humanity has horrible moral hygiene.
Wow. That's heavy, Colonel.
I bet you, dog, there'll be more a grateful energy when you understand that we are alive because of those things. We are alive because of the things that keep us alive.
Let me ask you, how do you think, you know, I was listening to some of the songs from your first album to some of the songs to, you know, your music now, how do you think that your music has evolved from when you first started?
I just think it has evolved where it's more conscious.
Yeah.
You know, right now, if you guys don't mind, we'll be in a little traffic. I'll play like a verse and a hook of like my latest album. And we could see, you know, everything that I'm talking about, I'm projecting in this music. You know, about being conscious, about being at my best, about, you know, being timeless.
Yeah.
So let's play a couple of the songs. You guys cool with that?
The only thing with issues with playing songs is we wouldn't be able, because it's your music, you know what I'm saying? We wouldn't be able to get it.
Oh no, I don't even mean for the cameras. I mean for us.
Oh, for us. Oh, okay.
No, but
right.
we don't have to. We can keep recording. It's all
Yeah.
good.
And that's exactly. I don't know if I'm sure you know that I wouldn't even be able to get.
Yeah. The
because of-
copyright.
Yeah. Exactly.
But you know, I wouldn't even tell you, dog, that the only thing that would be different about it is that I'm more conscious
Yeah.
of it. I was really, really, like, my first album is one of my best albums, but that's because the passion was there.
Yeah. Do you still feel that you have the same passion?
I have even more passion.
Wow.
I'm like, dog, like,
I'm gonna be honest, you know, and this is just my opinion. I like your music more now than some of the songs I heard then.
you know why though? Because you're conscious too.
Yeah.
Because you're in an awakened state.
Exactly.
You engage with your energetic frequencies, and that's what you feel because it's frequency.
Yeah.
So you can understand the frequency.
I can.
So because you can understand it, you can relate it. And because you can relate to it, you can appreciate it. Just like when I heard your music, I don't know how long you recorded, but I was able to tell that it was art.
Thank you. Thank you.
That it was art. That's
Yeah.
creative.
Exactly.
That's a creative process that you're able to manifest.
Well, thank you. You know, most of the audience don't know that I do music, and you know, I've done music for many years, and so I appreciate that.
And we need to change that.
Yeah.
You know, Doug, do you think that a rose cares about a daisy? No. A fish is just a fish. He just swims.
Yeah.
A frog is just a frog. A dolphin is just a dolphin, Doug. This grows, that grows, and they
Yeah.
grow. There's too much focus on opinionated energy. If we can get rid of what so-and-so thinks or what
Yeah.
they're going to think or say or do, then our life would be in a much more tranquil state.
Yeah.
Sometimes, Doug, it's the want that destroys you. You don't even really,
That's heavy.
you're not even looking for that what you think you are. You want the control.
You know, there's something that you had told me on the way up here, and you had said that the music that you do is because you love doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's in your heart. It's your passion.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for, you know, you don't worry about the monetary gain.
No.
You don't worry about the fame. You don't worry, not saying that you don't love the people that support you, you do, but you don't worry about that. You do the music because that's what's in your heart. That's your passion.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, dog, like, I mean, if you go to any professional athlete's house,
Yeah.
football player, soccer player, baseball player, if you go to his house, you're gonna see pictures of him doing that sport when he was 10 years old.
Yeah.
That means that was his passion.
Yeah.
What usually happens with these athletes, bro, when they get millions of dollars, all of a sudden their life spirals out of control
Yeah.
because the monetary gain changes the passion.
And did your life spiral out of control?
Of
with the
course.
drinking?
Of course.
What, the women?
The women, the alcohol, the
Any-
broken particles, the lustful particles, the hypocrisy, the manipulation,
Did you
the
ever,
selfishness.
Yeah. Did you ever battle with any kind of like drug abuse at all?
No drugs, just alcohol,
The alcohol.
which is a drug.
Yeah, it is.
Anything that distorts your brain. You know, dog, toxicity is a drug too.
Wow. Yeah.
Destructive behavior is a drug too. People don't do anything that distorts your brain and distorts your thought process and makes you impulsive to be destructive is a drug. and people get addicted to that feeling.
If you could go back and do it all over again, what would you change?
Nothing.
Nothing. Wow, that's heavy.
Nothing, bro. I'm grateful that God has given me the opportunity to appreciate who I am today on January 27th at 4:52 p.m. with you guys in the car. Why would I want to change that?
Wow, that's heavy, Colonel.
You know what the greatest moment of your life is, dog? Right now. Great answer.
Yeah, right now.
Right now, dog.
Exactly.
Not when my son was born. Right now.
Wow.
The present moment is the greatest moment. You know when we first shook hands?
Yeah.
That moment's gone already.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Right,
That's
dog.
gone. We can't get that back.
Bro, we grateful we're in the moment right now.
That we have breath. We have life.
Yeah, like dog, this entire interview, we've been in the present moment. Even talking about the past, we've been in the present moment. Because we have turned that past into power.
Yeah.
Into purpose. Turning your pain into purpose.
If you could define Mr. Little One's purpose in life today, what is your purpose, Colonel?
The conscious evolution of the soul. That's my purpose. The conscious evolution of the soul.
That's heavy.
You got to remember, dog, like, one thing that is for sure is that we think every day.
Yeah.
Our thinking makes our decisions. Our decisions give us the results. And our results show us the quality of our life.
You know, there's one thing that I asked, you know, a few of the guests that have been on. If, let's say, one of the little youngsters from your barrio came up to you and said, man, Mr. Little One, I'm a big fan, homie, you know what? Man, I'm proud to be from the same neighborhood that you're from. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna kill one of our enemies, homie, for you, my boy. I'm saying, hey man, I look up to you. I'm gonna go in and put in work, homie, more than anybody else, homie. I'm gonna make you proud, big homie. You know what I'm saying? You're a veterano. I'm a youngster. I'm gonna go get my stripes, you know, because of you. And what would you tell him?
I've already heard that. I sit him down and say, are you out of your mind?
Wow, that's heavy.
Are you on drugs? What's wrong with you? Why would I want you to do that? Why would you want to do that? Anybody, bro, that loves you or cares about you as a human does not want despair for you, dog.
Wow.
Remember that, dog. Anybody, bro, that brings value to your life or pretends they're not a threat to you. No one that loves you should ever be a threat to you. No one. Anybody, bro, that I'll ride for you, like, dog, I don't want you to. I don't want you to go to jail for it. I don't want you to go to jail for it. We shouldn't even be talking about the vicinity of that conversation. How about we go boogie board? How about we go fucking paddle board? How about we go have some food? How about we go fucking study? How about we let's go to Barnes and Nobles and fucking pick a book and fucking sit down and converse about how this has taught us something.
Wow.
Why do you want to purposely and willingly go hurt somebody? That's somebody's son, somebody's daughter, somebody's brother, somebody's uncle.
Wow, that's heavy.
Like, you got to remember, dog, if I could ever say anything, if anything could ever live on, dog, is be more conscious of what you decide to do, especially when you're trying to hurt somebody. In the end, dog, you end up hurting yourself.
Yeah.
The Four Agreements, dog, I don't know if you've read that book by Don Miguel Ruiz, which I got to meet. His son is a great author, became a good friend of mine. That book changed my entire life too. You know, he says, dog, never take anything personal. Make no assumptions. Always do your best and be impeccable with your word. And when he says be impeccable with your word, he means watch what you say.
Yeah.
If I tell someone, you're a piece of this, and F you, I really think I'm hurting them, but all I'm really making them is not like me, so I'm really hurting myself. We don't understand, dog, that in the midst of hurting other people, we only hurt ourselves. In the midst of projecting negativity to another human, all you do is boomerang it back to you, dog.
And let me ask you, with all the people that have hurt you in your life, because as you're saying that, you're hurting yourself, with all the people that have hurt you, that have tried to take your life, that have, whatever the case may be, you can say that you forgave them, that there's no ill will towards any of those people?
Yes, 1,000,000%. I have no hate, and I have forgiven everyone that has ever done anything to me. I have no malice, no ill intent for any human on this planet. And there's been a lot of fucked up things that have happened to me. And I've done some fucked up things too. That's what I say, dog. It's very easy for someone, every human has narcissistical particles to them. Huh?
Yeah.
I don't care who it is. But we're convenient speakers and we're convenient thinkers.
Yeah.
But we're all doers.
Yeah.
Look at it like this. If a good-looking guy compliments a girl, she'll like it.
Yeah.
If an ugly fat guy gives her that same compliment, she'll say, ugh.
Yeah.
It's just a compliment. But depending on what he looks like will dictate what she feels. We're very lucky that the only thing that the mirror shows us is our reflection, bro.
Yeah, wow, that's heavy. Man.
So, the next time, bro, that we go around pointing fingers and talking about this and that, bro, we got to point them at ourselves, too. We all make mistakes, dog.
Exactly.
All that I could do, dog, for the mistakes I've made is apologize, try to mend and make it right. And if that's not good enough, it's okay, dog. I got to keep on going. I ain't got to prove anything,
anyone.
Nah, dog. I'm not here to prove anyone wrong or right, dog. I'm here to prove myself that I bring value and purpose, dog. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to be loved mostly by yourself. You need to love you. If we don't love ourselves, we can't do nothing for nobody else, dog.
You had also talked about relationships earlier.
Yeah.
Which you're currently single. If you were to die a single man, would that be okay with you?
Yeah, of course. Because I die on my authentic single man energy. What do I want to be with somebody for, bro, if I'm not reciprocating them or they're not reciprocating me? I don't want to hurt nobody. I've already done that. I've made mistakes already.
Yeah.
Dog, like, that's the idea of what something could be. Dog, when things happen effortlessly, dog, and organically, dog, then, that's just what it is. Expectancy determines outcomes. When you're not attached to the outcome is guaranteed. Maybe one day, me and Ocean's mom will get it right.
Yeah.
Maybe this will be our greatest victory together. And maybe we'll be able to go, maybe not. But I wish her love.
Right.
I want her to be happy. I can't just want her to be happy if she's with me.
Yeah.
That's not love. I can't say I love you. What? You didn't tell me you love me back? What the F is... No, dog, that's not why you tell people you love them.
Yeah. Wow.
You know who's my wife? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
My purpose.
Wow.
That's what I'm loyal to.
You're married to your purpose?
I'm married to my purpose, which in return, in the vicinity, in the umbrella of my purpose, is my children, my peace, my tranquility, my resilience, my honesty, my dishonesty, me being a student, me being a teacher, me learning, unlearning, relearning, assembling, reassembling. That's what I'm married to, Don.
With your children, what do you tell your children about your life? What kind of advice do you tell your children? What are those nights that you've talked to your children about life? I've
learned to show them more than I tell them.
Wow. Yeah.
I think that my relationship with all my children has been a beautiful process. You know, dog, if one of the things that I always say about what I'm going through with my son Ocean right now is we're supposed to be a voice for the voiceless, right?
Yeah.
You can download songs and movies, but you can't download an experience.
Yeah.
So since Ocean can't speak, but if he was able to speak on his experience with me, it wouldn't be based on fear, dog. It would be based on love. And you know what? The most beautiful thing about that? That is the truth.
Yeah.
And guess what, dog? No one can take that away from you, dog. No court, no person, no one can take that away from you, dog. And if you focus on that, it'll eliminate you from focusing on the things that make you bitter.
Yeah.
So instead of being bitter, we have the ability to be better.
Better. Wow.
People, dog, fail when they major, dog, in those minor things, dog. We constantly run from things that are not chasing us, dog. Think of how many times, dog, you wanted something so bad, dog,
Yeah.
and you didn't get it, dog. And then when you didn't care no more, it fell on your lap.
Now this studio that you're taking us to, this is a studio that you record at all the time? How many albums have you recorded?
I recorded like 4 albums here. You know, I wanted to go to our other studio, but it wasn't available. But Fresco, the engineer here, he's a young guy.
Yeah.
But he's a good guy with a good soul. He's one of us.
Right on.
And when I say one of us, it's like we're on the same frequency.
Yeah.
And you know, so I did my Cold World album here, my Ruthless album here. I did some of Decade here. Did some of Diggy stuff here. I did a couple compilations here.
Who's out of all the artists that you've worked with, who would you say that has been, and I think I know what you're saying, you're probably going to say Shadow and Conejo, but I could be wrong. But if you were to say, if you'd be able to pick one, who would you say that you were most proud to work with?
Well, I'm proud to work with all my brothers. You
That's
know,
right.
I love
That's
Conejo too. He's my bro. I love him as a person, as an artist. The person that I would say I have the most chemistry with is Shadow, my brother Shadow.
Yeah.
And he's my compadre too.
Oh, right on.
You know, and I love him, and we have a very timeless brotherhood. But me and him, bro, we're like the Mexican Method Man and Red Man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we make really, really good music together. And you know, dog, we've been doing that since we were young, bro, since we were kids.
Yeah.
And nothing's changed. Music has no age, dog.
It doesn't.
No
It doesn't.
color, no name.
You know what I tell my kids, and this is the same for you. You know that you're never gonna die, right?
Yeah, of course.
You're never gonna die, and it's not because, you know, hey, we're going to heaven after. No, you're never gonna die, because when you're gone from this earth, your kids will be able to download a song by Dad.
Yeah.
They'll be able to see Dad on this interview. They'll be able to see Dad in a movie which we're gonna come to fruition. You're gonna live forever. You're never gonna die, Kanan.
Yeah.
I always share that with my kids.
Yeah, for sure. And remember, dog, it's the experience you give your children.
Exactly.
They keep us alive.
Wow.
And remember, dog, look at all the people you've touched that you probably never see again.
Yeah.
Look how many times you've helped somebody on the street, bro.
Yeah.
You know, bro, I've had to tell people that tell me during the holidays, hey, let's go feed the homeless. And I'm like, let's go, no cameras.
Yeah.
It's got to come from that place.
Wow, it's heavy.
Okay, and then they don't do it. You know, dog, the things that have the beauty of integrity live forever, dog. And that's why we live forever, dog.
Wow. Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm way sicker than your mama. I came to bring the peace, you can swallow all the drama. Impeccable to fashion, ride with the assassin. Chillin' in the present, you can rot up in the past.
Uno and damn, it's about time. Where you been? How you been? Cause we born again. Steppin' to the front and yeah, but we gonna win the battle, the war. But we gon' soar the battle, the war, and we want more.
I came to bring the havoc, never do I panic. I bet you really want it.
So anyway, we just got out the studio. Yeah, I do a little bit of music for those that didn't know. Thank you, Uno.
That was good. That was good.
Gracias, carnal.
Bro, we're just getting started, dog.
You know,
we're just getting started.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've done some music. You know, a lot of people don't know I do music. You know.
You're a dope artist.
Thank you, brother.
I can't wait to mix this track.
Thank you.
And then send it to you.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna come to Los Angeles
That's
so
right.
we can do the video.
And we're gonna shoot a music video. You heard it here, right here.
We're gonna
from
shoot
the
a
one and
video
only
to this.
Uno himself. And yeah, you know what? Thank you, brother. Thank
You don't have to thank me,
felt
dog.
good.
I
That felt
appreciate
good.
it, dog.
We're at the end of our interview, and the music that you're hearing in the background is the studio, by the way. What would you, you know, you've traveled the world. You've been incarcerated. You lost your mom at 15. You lost your brother, and when he passed, you guys weren't even speaking. You know, you've lost countless homeboys. You know, you've lived a blessed and a cursed life. You know, and your thoughts on life now are truly, you know, they're truly amazing. They're truly they're a blessing to me. You know, they're a blessing to, I'm sure, to countless people, and hopefully this interview, people will get to see, that you guys will get to see the real little Uno. You know, you guys hear him in his music, and you guys hear this, and you guys hear that, and he's done all this. But hopefully this interview, you guys will be able to capture the soul, you get to capture the heart of this man. As we leave, what is the message, or what is the final thing that you would tell the audience, whatever that is?
I would say the key word is evolution. You know, evolution is everything. That's got to be the word every day when we wake up. The key word always has to be evolution. Without evolution, you stagnate and you stay where you're at. You know, like I said before, like the chaos is always going to be outside the world.
Yeah.
When you open yourself up to the chaos and your life becomes chaotic, you can change that today.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, dog, like everybody hurts.
Yeah.
Everybody has the ability to not hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta let the wound heal, so when you touch it again, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
If you keep picking at it and picking at it and picking at it, it's always gonna hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So evolution. You know, nurture your spirit.
Yeah.
Wake up and do something that's gonna bring joy to your life.
Yeah.
The idea that you have in your head that is going to bring you joy, 9 times out of 10 is just a fabricated thought.
What's next for you, Kernan?
I don't make plans like that. I live in the moment.
Right on.
You know, right now the festival,
Yeah.
March
Tell 'em about the
18th.
music festival, yeah.
You know, I wanted to do. I'm a big fan of music and art.
Yeah.
You know, anytime I went around the country, I've always been able to see other people celebrate their culture, and be able to do, you know, their festival. So I want to do a festival for us.
Yeah.
You know, so there's going to be Mayan dancers and mariachis and lolos and food and vendors and music. Tierra Legacy, Richard Beans from Malo, Delphonics, you know, the Midnighters, C&G, Conejo, Mr. Shadow, Kid Frost, Rocky Padilla, Miss Crazy, Coyote, Phineas, Ross May, you know, and it's going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be a beautiful day for the culture.
That's right.
And to be able to show people that we don't have to get pigeonholed into believing that all we are is trouble. All we are is love too.
That's right. I want to thank you, Kernan, for an amazing interview, and thank you for getting me back out into, as you said, getting them out of retirement,
That's because you keep saying that, you know what I'm saying? So, I want to say right now, we're going to do an EP. We're going to do 4 songs. We're going to do 4 videos.
Thank you, brother.
And we're just going to put it in the world, bro. Let it do what it's going to do.
I'm truly honored, and thank you from the bottom of my heart, from all of us at Barrio Driven, at Herdz Media. Where can they find you? Please give them all your social media platforms so that way.
I only have one social media platform, and that's Instagram. So it's Mr. Little One 619, MRLILONE 619. I don't have any other social media platform, so if you find another platform that says that it's me, it's not me. I only have Instagram at Mr. Little One 619.
Give them a follow, show them support, gente. Gracias, Uno.
Respect to you, my broski.
This
Appreciate
is Barrio
you.
Driven.
Let's go.